Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello to you and welcome back to the channel where today you join me for a garage update because right around the corner are some ridiculously exciting times. Many of you have been asking me, and rightfully so, where is the Ford GT? I had previously said that it was going to be coming in November. It is now of course December and the car is not yet here, so I need to give you some news about that. Some of you have also been asking me about the McLaren Senna, and I have some very exciting news to tell you about that one too. And not only that, I'd also like to explain to you my stack of number plates, a small discussion to be had about those. I've also received this, the McLaren Senna owner's book. I want to show you through that. It is a really nice thing. So today's video, I want to touch, well, on the Ford GT and when I'm going to be trading that for the real car, the McLaren Senna and when that's going to be trading for the real car, and also some more news about other cars inbound in 2019, as well as the AMG GTR Pro that I already announced. Lots to talk about. Let's get started. I think I'm going to begin with the number plates, and the reason that I have a couple of them here. So there's something that I've been thinking about, which I very much acknowledge from the outset is what you could call a first world problem, but it's with regards to which plate is going to be going on the Senna. Now to explain that, you'll probably be familiar with all of the cars in my garage that have number plates in this format. SH MEE. Now we have some particularly peculiar rules as to what you can have on a number plate here in the UK, but this reads Shmee, and I've made the number on each car connect to that one in particular. So for example, this being for the Ford GT, the 66 means 1966, which is the year that Ford were first victorious at the 24 Hours of Le Mans with the GT40. The new GT is of course a tribute back to that car. So all of the others have a number that means something. For example, the GT8 has the 16 plate because the GT8, the Vantage GT8, won the World Endurance Championship in 2016. The Heritage RS has 68 because it pays tribute to the 1968 Escort, and so forth. So it seems a completely perfect fit to have the plates like this on the cars in the garage, which is why I got this plate back when I got the allocation for the car itself, and I haven't changed my mind since. That's what's going to be going onto the GT, armed with a quote at the bottom, as usual with my cars, from Henry Ford. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. So that one is fixed and gives you some context to the cars in the garage. Now when I announced the Senna, I said that it would have my flagship 87 TB plate, that 87 TB would be coming back. Now those of you who have been subscribed since the very early days might remember that I got this plate when I got my Audi S5 Cabriolet in 2010. Since then it's been on my Aston Vantage Roadster, my Audi R8 Spider, then some of the McLarens, the 12C, the 650S Spider, and then the 675 LT Coupe, before I kind of retired it from being on my flagship car because I had introduced the SH MEE style plates. Since then, it came back on the Schmini, and the reason for that is you couldn't have that other style number plate on a car as old as the Schmini. Like I said, very complicated rules, but I thought this could come back on what would be the flagship in the garage. But this is where I got thinking, is the Senna really the flagship? You know, personally, I'm very excited about the storyline of the GT. The plans I have for the GT next year are going to be huge, so is it right to give the Senna that extra presence over the top? So it got me thinking, what number from my Schmee style plates could connect to Ayrton Senna or McLaren? Now he won 3 world championships while he was driving in the Formula 1 seasons, and one of those, his first one, he had a number because in the second year and the third year you got the number 1. Back then if you won the championship you wore number 1 the following year. And in that first year he won, as he had worn with Lotus and with Renault before, it was the number 12. This number plate used to be on the GT8 when I collected it because the GT8 was 120 before it won the championship. Then it went on the V12 Vanquish that I had, the Vanquish Volante, but it's currently sitting not on a car. It just so happens that I have Ayrton Senna's perfect number available for the car. So I kind of feel like it would make more sense to have those two in the garage together for the trips, to make them connect, to make them look like they're part of the same fleet and lineup. So I'm leaning towards that, even though I said it should be 87 TB. Am I crazy? Should I go with the SH12 MEE or the 87 TB for the Senna? Let's have a think. Let me know what you think, guys. Now, I've been waffling on for far too long about number plates, and we've got a lot more to talk about, including new cars for 2019. But next up, where is my Ford GT? Now, this is a remote control car that's actually appeared in a video before. I'm not sure how many of you remember that. My 1:18 scale model is currently away being painted to match the real car, but I did an update about 6 weeks ago, which many of you have pointed out. In that update, I said the car would be here in November 18. Now, lots of you thought I meant by that November the 18th, and I apologise for that confusion. I meant November 2018, but in any case, November has passed, it is now December, and the car is not yet here. So unfortunately, it got caught up in a few shipping delays from Canada to the US. Then it had to catch the plane over to Europe. Now that it's got to Europe, there have been a few more delays getting it to me, but I am expecting it imminently. With a car like this, because of how limited they are, it has to go through a very bespoke process. It has to go through IVA, individual vehicle assessment, to get it registered. That, I believe, is just about done, but I should have some more news very, very soon to tell you guys. I'm certainly expecting it to be here before Christmas. December, it will be game on. We'll have the GT and we will have plenty of videos, and I cannot wait, believe me. I have been waiting almost 3 years now for that car. To get behind the wheel of it is going to be a dream, so stay tuned. I'll have more updates for you about that very, very soon. In a similar vein, the McLaren Senna. So I've only got a 1:43 scale mini model here right now because they haven't yet released the 1:18 scales. They're only on pre-order, but naturally I'll get one in due course and maybe get it painted. And you can also get the 1:8 scale amalgam models. They are ginormous, but also very expensive. I think it might be £7,000–8,000 or so for a model, but you can get them custom made from the factory to match your exact spec, which is really quite cool. So I might have to dive into that. But the Senna, exciting news. So I believe it might be about to go into production. I was originally expecting the car to be built in February for delivery on the 1st of March, because in the UK our annual number plates actually don't start on the 1st of January, they start on the 1st of March, so it's normally a thing that you would register it on that date. So my original expectation was that the car would come on the 1st of March. When I went down to MTC to talk about the spec, I got the impression that it could come a little bit sooner, perhaps in January, maybe early February. Well, now it looks like it might be even sooner still, the very beginning of January, the very end of December, the like tail end. But again, I probably shouldn't be getting my hopes up too far on that, because this is literally like a week or two after the GT, and my emotions will be absolutely like going crazy because these two cars are absolute dreams. I'm not sure I've even really taken it in. Even though I shoot these videos, I still have to kind of pinch myself and wake up and realise that these cars are actually coming, and I'm going to be making videos with them, driving them and sharing them with you guys, for which I am incredibly thankful and grateful for your support. But yeah, it seems like the Senna might be here just in the new year. How crazy is that? So, good news on both of the cars. They're not going to be far away. The next thing to talk about, well, I don't think I've frequently talked about books on the channel, but as a Senna customer, everybody has received one of these, a particularly big, heavy box, labelled with the McLaren Senna logo on the front and the McLaren orange striping around the side. But let me just open this up so I can show you what is inside of it. It's a nice, high-quality, heavy-duty box. You have a book. Now, this book is quite special. It's, again, quite big and heavy, but just inside the front, if I can open this up carefully, it is individually numbered with your car's VIN. So my car is number 281, and this is basically the history of the car, the history of the Senna, some words about the development, some sketches, and in fact, actually, there's something in here that's quite intriguing. There are some early sketches, which I have to say, look awesome. That actually looks much prettier than the real car, but nobody is saying the Senna is pretty. It's a car that's about performance. So as a customer of the car, you get sent this, and this is something to keep forever, clearly. It's a truly lovely, lovely thing. Lots of pictures. Ah, here we go. This was the launch night when the car drove around with Bruno Senna at the wheel around the pond outside MTC. So lots of stories, lots of design sketches, words from engineers, some pieces from Mike Flewitt, the CEO. Really, really, really cool. So good bedtime reading and a really nice thing to receive. It's like having the owner's ordering kit for the Ford GT, the nice carbon box with all of the options. It's just part of the experience of buying some of these cars, and I suppose keeping you hooked and awaiting the day the car actually arrives. So this came from McLaren Manchester. A big thanks to them for that. Absolutely lovely thing, but I think customers all around the world have received the one that matches the VIN of their car. Then let's move on to what else is going to be happening in 2019. So the GT, tail end of 18, but lots to come with it during the year. Senna, very early 19, and remember with both cars, when they arrive, they've got to get paint protection film. They'll be going to Topaz, the best in the business, to get all of that done, and then when everything is set, I can take them out for their first drives, and I can't wait for that. But other cars also on the horizon. You know about the TVR Griffith? That's still a fair way off. They're a brand new company, learning all of the ropes, getting the factory built over in Wales. I think maybe at the very, very end of 2019 if I'm lucky, but potentially early 2020. Another car that's coming, the AMG GTR Pro that I announced recently. Lots of interesting thoughts in my mind running around about this, like should I sell the AMG GTR now and perhaps get something else to play with during the time before the GTR Pro comes? I think it might be, well, firstly, I need to actually get the proper allocation for the car. I put in a letter of intent a long time ago, and obviously I'm very keen to trade up from my GTR that's done so many miles into the GTR Pro, to keep driving it, to take it to the Nordschleife, to just do everything with the car as I have done over the last year. So I need to get the allocation. If I'm lucky enough to do so, probably that's at least halfway through the year, if not into the second half. But what I'm going to be doing during 2019 is more of what you saw with the BMW M5. More long-term loaners, looking at cars from Audi, BMW, Mercedes, to run them for a couple of months, change them over, get different experiences, try different cars, saloons, estates, electric cars, off-roaders, you name it, lots and lots of different things. So I'm looking forward to sharing these different journeys, because working with the different manufacturers means I can access different types of content, go behind the scenes, see the experiences they each have to offer, as we did this year with the M5, going to the Velt to collect it, going to MySac, the driving experience centre, going into the factory to see the M5 competitions being built, and plenty more along with that at the M Studio, BMW Individual. So I look forward to sharing a lot more of this with you during a year that's going to feature a lot of new cars arriving, some personally owned that will go as part of my collection, some that I'll buy and potentially move on in future, and some long-term loaners as well to fit alongside that. So the garage is expanding between the UK and Germany, different cars for different trips, and I'll keep you updated with it all as and when things are going to be arriving. So a few questions and things today. The number plates, of course, what should go on the Senna, some news about when the Senna will arrive, when the GT is going to arrive, and what's happening next year. But I think that just about wraps up this update for now. Thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support to make all of this possible a million times over, believe me. And I also think in the next couple of days the channel should reach 1.5 million subscribers, which is just absolutely crazy. As the numbers go up, it just gets crazier and crazier. So thank you again for all of your support. That's it for now. I'll see you again next time. Cheers!